and start a new Android Studio project. And I'll just go ahead and leave everything default. Now, I want to choose basic activity, something with a menuing system. Then click next. Then click finish. And while that's loading, I'll bring up Blackboard. We're going to mention some things that I didn't mention when we covered menus. So talk about that. I probably won't give an assignment on that, but I've put two YouTube videos out here. And one of them is gestures. It's a tutorial on that. So I want you to do that. And then there's another one here that's Android Your Choice. And it's got some really cool videos or cool tutorials out here. That seemed to work pretty well last time because I realized that probably maybe I was going too fast, but you've following along on your computer while I'm trying to do it here. It's just not working too well. I think one day, and like I said, I suspect I'm going too fast. I think one day two of you had yours not working within 5 minutes. And so I thought, the tutorial is going to be such that you can rewind and play forward and so forth. So we'll spend the first part of class where we'll be introducing the concepts, and then I'll have you work on the tutorials, and I'll walk around and help you one-on-one, except for the sick people. So Zarius is the only one I'm helping today. Don't sit next to the sick people. Don't sit next to them. Yeah, that's what they said during the bubonic plague. It's just a little cold. Okay, now that this is finished, remember under the resource directory, we had our menu, and then we had our menu main. And when you bring that up, it had your menu items down here. And then you can take these menu items here and drag them down here, and they'll add on new menu choices. You see how there's one that actually says menu? If you want a sub menu, if you click this and drag it and drop it somewhere, then you see for that menu choice, it has now a little triangle to the side so you can expand it, which means you can drop on menu choices there that would be when you click this, you would see them. You don't see it actually change here. But again, this one right here, if I were to take a look at it, you see that expand. So if I ran this, Under the component tree. Let me go back to where I show that. See, like if I delete all those. Okay, so you should have menu underscore main dot xml expanded or open. If you don't, then double click that. And then down here you have your component tree, and up here you have your palette. And if we take this menu item here and drag and drop it here, that just creates our normal menu items. Now let's say this one we wanted to, I'm going to change the title over here to like food. Let's say I want a submenu underneath that. Then if I come here to this menu choice under the palette and drag and drop that underneath the food, you'll see food now has a little triangle to the side that you can click to expand it. But then you need to put menu items underneath that submenu. Like right here, maybe I'd call that apple. And drop another menu item, banana. Now you could see if I take this menu here and I drag and drop it underneath apple. I thought I'd let you do one more submenu. Maybe one layer is all you can do. Unless you have to do it in text. Let me try to create it here. I went to the XML, so I went to the text. And let me see if I can do one more sub. You can't have a whole lot just because of the size of your screen. But under this item here, I'm going to create a menu. And then I'll say item Android title equals Gala. Item Android title equals Granny Smith. Okay, so I was able to create a menu. That's weird. It wouldn't let me do it on the interface here. A lot of people get used to just going over here in XML and typing it in. And really, you just look for patterns. So you look at how they did the previous menu. And that started with a menu tag here, less than, greater than, rounded. And it ends with a slash menu. And then within that, you have your items. Now let's run that. Okay, so now if I do my drop-down menu, you see there's food. I click the food, there's apple. And I click the apple and comes up with Gala and Granny Smith. Does that make sense on the submenus? Now if I drop on a search item, This you had to put some programming behind, and you can probably figure out what it's for. Searching. We're not gonna put any code behind that today. If I drop on a switch, it says, "Do you want to copy your layout switch item to your main module source set?" Click yes, and yeah, I'm gonna delete all those. Drop it there. Okay. And see how we have a switch item up here? Up here. That's weird. My one at home actually had a menu but allowed to switch, which doesn't make any sense. Um, but I do have a different version at home. Yeah, did I run it? And I find symbol variable action settings. I didn't put any. I deleted everything. That's weird. You see how there's a little box there? See, there's a box around it. Yeah, and it's not a separate item down here, but it's actually part of your menuing interface. And again, this should have code goes along with it, but I don't know why it just doesn't run as default. But that's what the switch is right there. Now, two of you look like death warmed over. So gestures may be too much for today. I may put that off till next week. But this Android, your choice. This has got some fun things. I don't think it'd be very taxing if you're feeling like you're at death's door. I do more than build a Hello World application. Since that's, you just run it. Here's how to create an overflow menu, animations and transitions. Don't do any of the SQL stuff. We have a lot more prep work before we can get into the SQL. How to capture image app using Android Studio. How to take photos with camera with Android Studio. So these are like 8-minute videos, so not too horrible. So let me actually delete that gestures and go ahead and pick two out of here to work on. Now, if you finish, fantastic. Then go ahead and work on some of the other ones that look interesting to you. Questions on what I'm looking for there?
He just wants to go on these videos
and then turn into project. Yeah. Right.
What if we do something like that? How to add custom launcher icon? Then would you see that? Or would you want us to add something within that application?
I haven't watched that video to be honest. Let's see. I think it's got code to it.
Do you want us to do a certain amount, or just like one of our choosing? Or
Yeah.
we could do multiple ones, but turn in one of them.
Either way, if you want to do one of the longer ones, that's fine. if you're doing some of the shorter ones and so forth. This one would be fine.
Okay.
Um, some when you got like a default um, icon, sometimes it's just changing an image. I didn't think it was in this one because it's a 5 minute video. You know, and if they're just wanting you to change an image, then it wouldn't be that long.
Of course, it's a person from India.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's stereo.